Okay, welcome everybody to Lit Canon. I'm your host, ThunderAF, with the lovely B+.
B+.
We're just looking back at stories that are canon, that have been canon, and just enjoying. I'm here with you all to relish in the absurdity that is comic books and science fiction, really.
So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
There's so much crossover.
Yes. Okay, so today, WandaVision has been coming out.
Ooh, WandaVision, yes. I'm pretty obsessed with it since episode 4.
4, okay. See, I liked it from episode 1. I'm an I Love Lucy kind of guy,
Yeah,
so
I'm not.
I was
not
all
into
on board
it.
of this style. Okay, but we're not talking about WandaVision here. We're tired of talking. So we're looking back at another popular Wanda storyline
Okay.
that actually has some, I think, is influencing this story.
I think they have. It's got influence in it because she's really delving into her reality warping.
But we're talking
abilities.
about House of M. House of M. A story where the Avengers and the X-Men had to get together and figure out the fate of Scarlet Witch. She had just lost her mind. Anyway, Wanda ends up changing the reality into House of M, and the X-Men Avengers have to stop it.
Yep.
So should we start from the beginning?
Yep.
Okay,
Let's do that.
so from the beginning. All right. So obviously Wanda's has a mental breakdown at this point. Avengers disassembled. Happened. I think 6 months that I think House of M takes place after. Because I think that's what it says in the comics.
6 months after.
But yeah, so Avengers, they broke up because Wanda basically manipulated them and had a mental breakdown, destroyed them.
Is there any particular reason for this? Do you remember?
I think her life was just really hard.
Oh, I mean, yeah. She's had a pretty shit run.
She had twins, and then she didn't have twins. Heartbreak with Vision, maybe. I don't know. I think she just had a break. And they somehow she had chaos magic, I think, but then they retconned that not existing for whatever reason.
What kind of magic?
Chaos magic.
Chaos magic.
She was the mistress of chaos magic at one point.
What is chaos magic
don't
in
know.
relation to other magic?
I think that's why they didn't want to answer that either, so they retconned it away.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess. So the X-Men and the Avengers, they get together.
Well, I guess also should be noted that they're broken. These are new Avengers versus old Avengers, right?
No, this is the new Avengers versus the X-Men.
Right, but I mean, the new Avengers are coming in because the old Avengers had this mental break caused by
Yes. So the
Wanda.
new Avengers had been together for a little bit now.
Okay, so they're there.
They're there. The new Avengers are there. Wolverine, Spider-Man,
Wolverine's
Cap.
kind of straddling the line between X-Men and
He's a busy
Avengers.
man.
Yeah.
He's a busy man. So anyway, I loved that first meeting where they have to ultimately decide without saying it, are we going to kill her or not?
Yeah, they all just kind of dance around it. And the fact that it's Xavier, that's the one's we got it. I can't, we can't save
control him
everyone.
anymore. No.
We might not be able to save her this. With this, I've done all I can do, and I'm done.
Spider-Man was I love Spider-Man's, concern. He's had problems with his powers and stuff like that before. So so if somebody goes crazy, you're going to kill him? Yeah. Or at least that's Wolverine's.
Yeah, Wolverine's yeah.
Do the same to me.
And I hope you'll do the best. Ironically, Wolverine's the one that they probably wouldn't be able to put down if necessary. Should be noted that while she's having her nervous breakdown and everything, her nervous breakdown is just her imagining a world where her twins are born. It's not like it's a bad world or anything like that. It's just a world where she has her kids.
Must be happy.
Yeah.
And then the Quicksilver has a talk with Magneto about the whole meeting.
There's the fact that
what would you have me do? Even Magneto kind of realizes that Wanda might have to be put down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pietro's you're just gonna let them kill her. It should be Pietro. I feel like Pietro and Wanda were always closer than Magneto was to any of his kids. Even when he loses shit and kills people for messing with his kids, but they were still I don't know, an appendage of him, not individual good people in his mind. That's always been like my headcanon for Magneto. His relationship with his kids. So, Pietro's upset. He is not okay with this. Understandably, the person that he's closest to in the world. You know, it's not even like they were like, oh, we're siblings. No, they're twins that, have only ever had each other, really. Which kind of loses emphasis in the TV Marvel because Pietro dies so early.
So early. So they go to Genosha. All of a sudden, Xavier disappears, just right in front of them. And then there's a flash of white light. And
then you have to wait till next week for the next...
Yeah, we get the tease with Peter Parker waking up and the picture of him and Gwen Stacy on the mantle. Yeah. So it's like, oh shit.
Something's not right.
Because something's not right. Obviously, Gwen's dead, so not anymore.
Issue 2, we open up to a whole new world where the mutants are the apex predators and the boss, and it's like a caste system. There's a caste system, and the mutants are definitely the top caste versus Homo sapiens that are the lower caste. And so this alternate reality we could have had to not equalize everyone. It just flipped a caste system. But there's a little girl that has to wake everyone up that is a mutant that somehow does that. And the waking up of everyone takes the longest time.
A whole issue, 2 issues?
2 issues, yes.
And it's just a tour.
Yep. But again, it's fun.
Yeah, so it's the first few issues are all just a tour of the world.
Yeah, it really made me think of this pertains to WandaVision, but it also reminded me of the season of Shield where they're in the game, the alternate reality. Yeah. God, what was that? I don't even remember what it's called.
The network. Framework.
God damn. Yes.
The framework.
God.
Yeah.
That was the greatest run, I think.
That was a great season.
Of Shield right there. But the fact that it took one thing that they wanted to, one wish they had, one wish they would have changed about their own lives, and how that affected everyone's life from there. That's what made me think of Gwen Stacy not being dead and Uncle Ben not being dead.
Yeah.
What his life would have, Peter Parker's life would have taken from there. And you get a good look at that. You also see how Mary Jane would have been affected had he not been a part of her life.
That movie star.
And just so we're clear, she's living the fucking life.
And I mean, that's definitely, I love that aspect because going back and reading this, just, the world seems at peace.
Yeah, but it's not, because we find out, when there's the scenes with Beast and Hank Pym, how devastated and poorly the humans are being treated. It's not great for people, but what? The heroes of the story, they've definitely had some perks. They haven't lived their life as superheroes and are, broken down by that. Scott and Emma Frost are married and they're living good lives.
I thought that was a really interesting scene when they get Frost out. Actually, I loved all of Frost's emergence scene.
Here's the thing. I like Emma Frost more than I have ever liked Jean Grey, because Jean Grey is so poorly handled. So I was pleased to see her.
So that was the part where she asked Cyclops, "Why are we married?" Because in her head, she would assume that he would have picked Jean for this weird mind. So she won him over more.
Until you pointed that out, no, that wouldn't have even occurred to me. But she's badass in this. Yeah, she's an absolute. She's far more a leader than Cyclops has ever seemed to me.
Anyway. But I loved her. It was just like, House of M? House of M? What fucking bullshit is this?
The audacity.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
This guy's crossed the line finally.
This prick's hubris.
Spider-Man's emergence.
He just
breaks my
sick.
heart.
I know.
He had everything. He was a celebrity superhero. Fuck yeah.
Celebrity superhero. He had a son.
His high school crush.
Use your high school to crush the person you should be with
I
long term,
don't.
though.
It works
mean,
sometimes.
Sometimes it does, but let's look back to when we were in high school.
So, okay.
Is this the person? Is that the person you are
So
now?
you don't think this is a dream we should be supporting?
No,
We should not be encouraging kids through comic books to stick with your high school love.
No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think the person you are in high school is inaccurate, or she even should be. Your final form. Your final form should not be in high school.
No.
I mean, which they do end up going and finding, like, Steve Rogers.
Fuck!
What have you done?
Oh my god, I'm on.
They go to hunt down Captain America at one point, and Steve Rogers is an old man.
Man,
He's not a superhero.
Well,
He didn't.
Yeah, I wonder if he maybe just like
If he wished.
never aged or never wanted the Ultra Soldier Serum. There was no Captain America in this world.
Yeah. Like, so what was his wish? That's an interesting thing. His one thing, or his
To be with Peggy and.
to just have not. But would he have even known Peggy?
I don't know. That's true too.
So much
I'm
about
sure.
this.
I'm sure there was some kind of.
I'm sure.
There were so many tie-ins to the story that they had to have answered this question, right? Again, the same bridge, or not bridge, the same fence. And I loved the overall story, which is the fact that it's 8 issues.
Well, so many of those 8 issues don't actually deal with the story. They
I know.
deal with all the
That's what
different lives
I
people would have
love.
had.
Like, yeah, 8 issues. Like 4 of them are just exploring the world.
I mean, it's,
And the story barely advancing.
well, it's far-reaching too. Going to find Doctor Strange as a psychologist,
Yeah.
going to find Beast as a research
Like,
assistant
what's everybody up
for
to?
Tony Stark, and then we get into the even the underground superheroes, like all the superheroes that were not mutants, have
Yeah.
their own like underground
Oh,
rebellion.
Luke Cage.
That they're working for. Hawkeye and Luke Cage.
Yeah, and the Hawkeye moment was big because he had been dead. Mm-hmm. So he's alive now in this world. Like, oh, that's nice. It was basically a tour of the world. Then Wolverine wakes up because he always wanted his memories back, so he gets a loophole.
I love that he is so self-aware that having his memories and having what he wants, being without his memories is so intrinsic to his character that the moment he wakes up, he's like, no, this is not what's supposed to be.
Something's wrong here.
This is most definitely not right. And he's kind of living the life too.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you would assume that a Wolverine character would want as like the head of the
Had Shield.
Shield task force that goes out and kicks ass and everything.
Wolverine, Agents of Shield.
Yeah. But he's also got Mystique that he's
Mm-hmm.
apparently boning in various forms of other people.
Yeah, like
I was like, that's creepy. That's uncomfortable. She was as Jean Grey.
maybe not necessarily as Jean Grey, but just she was a redhead.
Well, she didn't specifically
But she
say
is a
Jean
redhead
Grey.
anyway.
Yeah, she didn't specifically say Jean Grey, but it looked
so
like Jean
you
Grey.
think that she was straight up Jean Grey?
I think she was straight up Jean Grey in it.
Ooh. See, I just
But
interpreted
I
it.
also think that in this world, Jean Grey is not what Jean Grey is in the other world. So it's not like a dead character that she's,
Okay.
It's just
That's
just
true.
a hot redhead that's a celebrity because
Okay.
that's what mutants are here. They're celebrities. They're not
Okay.
superheroes. They're not going out and fighting. The mutants and X-Men are just celebrities, essentially. They're the Kim Kardashians.
Okay.
Storm.
Does that make him more or less creepy then? That
Well,
it's
it makes-
Jean Grey.
I found it just a little more creepy, personally. But I also understand their history, and yeah, I mean, that's what he wants. That's what he's wanted from day one.
Like, wow. I just thought it was just a redhead.
Different
Like,
interpretations here.
man, yeah, you went deep with that.
So yeah, anyway,
And-
Wolverine wakes up and he's like, nope, this is wrong. And he just straight up nopes out of the situation. He's on a
He
helicarrier.
straight up jumps off the
Off a
helicarrier.
helicarrier, just straight over the edge, just like, you're like, nope.
Like, confidence.
Just like, it's gonna be all right. I gotta get off this spot right now. He gets ends up getting taken in by the underground superheroes that are not mutants gang, led by Luke Cage.
I remember Cloak and Dagger had their kind of shining moment, and people were talking about how this was going to be a push for Cloak and Dagger. I don't know if that actually happened. I think they did a little bit with them. They got a show, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, but Dagger didn't even appear in this. It was just Cloak. But I mean, there were also just rando characters that could have been that I just didn't recognize in all of the groups because this is the end game all-star lineup of the comics. Like they're all in it.
And then like when they're together, the team's finally all together, and it's like we got to go get him Magneto and whatnot because everyone's obviously blaming Magneto.
They're like an underground like rebellion invasion. Emma Frost is like telepathing people into not realizing that they've hijacked
across an entire helicarrier.
A helicarrier, and they're all just like chilling out in the cafeteria waiting to get there.
I really like the discussion they had in there where, this world is on the surface pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it any better or worse than what they have now?
Well, one of them is like, we're heroes. We've been beating ourselves up and destroying our lives for so long now to take care of other people. Don't we deserve
you just keep
fair shake here?
Like, and then they're all like, the natural order of things. But who's to fucking say that this isn't the natural order now?
Yeah, and technically, as a mutant species that's a farther evolved, which is what they've set up this whole X-Men thing is that they are the next evolution. So
what gives them the right to change it back?
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting question.
Yeah, and why is that other reality any more valid than this reality?
Yeah. Because at this point, they could just keep fighting crime in this new world.
Mm-hmm. All living their best lives with their new kids that they might have and spouses and.
But just because it wasn't like that yesterday, things change in a second.
Yeah, the whole world. Like this year, we fucking learned the whole world changes pretty much overnight.
And I think that's like a big problem with the superhero genre in general, where you want to keep the status quo, but in real life, the status quo isn't so great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all the, like, back in my day, back in the good old days was only good for some people.
Okay, so
they're having their conversation about whether or not they have any right, why they are the judge and jury on what is and what is not the reality that we should all be choosing to live in. And
they're gonna go crash the Magneto's gala.
Yep.
Where we see like Storm's there and Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom looks good.
Yeah. Like Storm is there. I found it like particularly disheartening that like Janet Van Dyne, a renowned scientist and everything, is just Storm's fashion assistant. That's what she is.
She wanted to leave that world behind to be a fashionista.
That's what she wanted this whole time, apparently.
And then the fight happened. And I mean, the fight isn't anything too spectacular on its own. But when it finally comes out that Quicksilver is the one that caused Wanda to make House of M instead of Magneto, like everyone's giving shit to Magneto about this, and it wasn't him at all. And I love that he gets into the battle and just like descends down onto Quicksilver, like, what the fuck did you do in my name? Like, in my name. Like, he's so fucking angry. I loved it.
It was, especially when it comes off. It always kind of makes me think of like the hypocritical parents, like, you pushed me and you broke me, but somehow it's my fault again that you did this.
I almost think he would have been proud of this move had he just not done it under Magneto. House of Q.
No. Like, I think he would have been proud, but he would have been jealous and angry.
Oof.
He'd have been jealous.
Okay.
Because part of Magneto's hubris as a character is that he also wants to be the one to rebuild the mutant world and make it as it is. Yeah, so Magneto's pissed, and Scarlet Witch comes back. Scarlet Witch has just basically built this world that is just her, where she gets to not be she gets to be basically anonymous and
Like,
just have her kids.
Yeah, I guess not anonymous. I mean, she's obviously still, a Magneto's daughter.
But she's made
she's
them
powerless
believe that
now.
she's human, and
yeah.
she's and basically a shameful secret that's not a secret, but like I don't know, like the gay kid 20 years ago, like their son's
he's a Republican, has a gay kid. See?
Yeah. He's kind. So kind and good for loving his kid more than whatever.
So it's kind of that situation going.
Yeah.
But she's got her kids now. She's got the twins back. So, yay. So Wanda's pissed off about it, so she does her last grandiose move and says, "No more mutants." And does her little fucking thing.
White out again, and we're
back. So we're back to the real world now, and mutants have been depopulated. Only Emma Frost's some kind of defense hex helped a little bit, but not much. They can't find Xavier; he's missing. He's like, "Why don't they keep pursuing fucking changing reality again? Then, like, why are they leaving this reality change when they were just fucking bullshitting about the previous one?" So. Yeah, like Iceman loses his power. Magneto lost his powers.
Did he?
For a little bit.
Oh.
He got them back.
Yeah.
As they all do.
That's just the hallmark of.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the end. Like Wolverine still has his memories though, so good.
I delve into.
But everyone's kind of bittersweet of like, well, what the fuck? Like, where do we go now? The mutants have been diminished again.
Yeah, Peter Parker is like, oh,
And
I've got my
Peter,
wife back, but my girlfriend that I had to watch die is now dead. My son is completely gone. My uncle is dead again through my own failure to be a good person. Also, just learned that my wife would have been much better off without me in her life.
Poor Peter.
Yeah,
he really gets the hit of it.
He gets just brutally beaten down. Like, poor thing. Like, he deserves a hug. all he goes through in this.
And there's the whole tease of, where did all that power go?
Yeah, first rule of science is power cannot be destroyed, just redirected.
I don't think they knew at the time where that power was going to go.
Where did it end up going?
Because I think they used the excuse at least twice in storylines. Like, there was some kind of return of a villain who said he was reborn out of that power. I think Ruin? I want to say Ruin. And then there was a Onslaught returned because of that burst of power. Like, there were multiple things taking credit for the power that was created from the mutants, and they were never like any that major storylines either.
How does that fall in? Like, do you remember anything that came like directly after that? Other than those?
I think there was Decimation after that for the X-Men. Like the X-Men, obviously this whole story was built to get the X-Men back into, like, the mutants are minorities and hated and feared and whatnot. At this point, the stories had evolved and grown so much for the mutants that they weren't that much of a threat in people's eyes. Mm-hmm. So this was something just to get them back to the status quo.
Okay. And I believe this is a really fondly remembered run, right? House of M?
I think so. I hope so.
I mean, they wouldn't be adapting it if it wasn't.
Yeah, with like in WandaVision, I think WandaVision is a combination of a couple of her stories. Mm-hmm. Like House of M has an influence in there, and I also think
because it just really leans heavily on her
reality.
Reality warping,
and her
changing.
mourning everything that she's lost. Like, with WandaVision, she's lost, Vision, her brother, it's just everything. And so she finally broke down, and that's a similar thing here. Mm-hmm. Where she's lost, her twins, she's lost Vision, she's everything, she's lost to her.
Like every time she starts to get a little bit of hope and happiness, something.
Yeah. And then I think there's also with the Mephisto story about taking back the twins, saying the twins were never existing. I think that's also a part of WandaVision. That's just why people were saying Mephisto might be in the show. Obviously, they are kind of adapting this story, so I think, yeah, it's appropriate that this is should stay in canon.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's very good. It delves into more psychological aspects of characters, which is my jam. So,
well, thank you for listening, everybody.
Bye.
No, not bye yet. We
Bye.
gotta tell them to subscribe.
Fine, do that, and then bye.
And get notifications. And leave a comment for any suggestions that you might want to hear and or learn about. Because otherwise, you will be stuck with late 90s Superman storylines. I could go all day. So thank you all for listening.
Bye.
Bye. From your hosts, B+ and ThunderAF. Bye.
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 Okay.
Bye.
Ah.
Ah.